Hello everyone, this is Comfort Toner here, and welcome back to Call of Cthulhu. Now this time we are in Algernon Drake's bookstore to find out actually what the dagger is that we sent the Shambler back into the painting with.
Freud's The Interpretation of Dreams. It's the work that laid the foundations of psychoanalysis at the beginning of this century.
Ah, cool. This practical work, written by Sigmund Freud for psychologists, describes the techniques of analytical interpretation of dreams. The analysis must follow several rules, especially that of the free association, a principle announced by Freud at the end of the 19th century. It treats dreams as a way of revealing buried desires. I cannot believe that this theory is applicable to my nightmares. Yeah, they don't seem to be coming from you, given that they're, well, at least part of them has happened, no?
Another volume of the Reverend's wife's diary.
Okay. The pastor declared himself to be the prophet. He renounced God and worshipped a strange pagan entity with a monster's appearance. His wife tried to reason with her husband, but in vain. He was convinced that he must listen to this voice in his head because it holds the truth. Yeah, well, if you see visions and stuff attacking you, or, well, visions of those monsters, I'd see why you would believe that is real. A Puritan colony, led by Reverend John Wickwood, settled on the island during the 17th century. They named the island Darkwater because of the dark shades of the sea. They believed it was because of the peculiar color of the rocks surrounding the island. They erected the first buildings, among which were the Hawkins Manor, the church, and the cemetery. The rare documents and handwritten notes they left spoke of nightmares and deviant behaviors. They disappeared at the beginning of the 18th century. Maybe that was another mass sacrificial thing. Okay, there are lots of weird stuff for a bookstore. Well, I guess it's an antique store as well. Oh yeah, oil. Given that Algernon sold Francis the dagger. Oh, more. Into 19th century, as the American whaling industry reached its peak in the rest of the world, whales gradually disappeared from the waters surrounding Darkwater. This phenomenon appears even more mysterious because up till then, the region was favored refuge for cetaceans. In 1847, after months of pursuit, Scylla returns to port with a gigantic creature on board. Its crew asserts that the sea monster had eaten all the disappeared whales. After a night of ferocious combat, the survivors managed to drag the beast onto the whaling ship. Maybe this was the Leviathan that was a whale. Probably not, given that the pictures that we saw of him, it were very, not whale-like. There were some tentacles and stuff. Okay, let's see. Yeah, this'll do for now.
The Book of Zion is the foundational work behind Helena Blavatsky's Theosophical movement. Its followers placed truth on the same footing as a religion.
Okay, these Tibetan writings are at the origin of the esoteric movement founded by Helena Blavatsky at the end of the 19th century. The creator of Theosophy would have drawn extensively on the texts of this work, but no one has ever been able to consult them. I thought they didn't exist. This book, discovered in the nameless bookstore on Darkwater, could be as much as a fake as irrefutable proof of Blavatsky's sincerity. Oh, occultism progress from that, sure. Oh yes, more medicine. As precise and illustrated with as much detail as the first volume, this book focuses on healing surgery specific to malformations and motor disorders. Nice. Oh. Of course we're gonna read the book.
What does this strange book contain? This book contains unholy knowledge.
Oh, this is another edition of the Malleus Bestiarium. This collection catalogs and classifies creatures that I have never heard of. Divinities from the stars, creatures capable of traveling from one dimension to another. It presents itself as a reference work on the bestiary of the myth, without giving details on the mythology to which it refers. Its pages are covered with phantasmagorical illustrations. Wait, that's clearly the Shambler. I wish I could read these weird markings. Oh no, our destiny. Yes. Even a few years back, it was possible for a single practitioner to know all the medical knowledge of his time. This book, which concludes the series, shows that this is now virtually impossible. About 10 renowned doctors took part in putting together this collection. Yeah. As medicine improves, it's quite impossible to know everything. I mean, that's the case in most scientific areas, since the knowledge we get the whole time is just massive. Any more books? Oh, did I? Yeah, I checked this already, but let's just look around for some more stuff. Yeah. Infinite oil. Okay, these we haven't checked yet. That's a weird looking skull.
What happened here?
I do not know, but let's look for the spot hidden thing first. Let's spot some hidden stuff. The least that can be said about this book is that its title is well conceived. The illustrations of human anatomy and dissection methods presented are illustrated in great detail. You have to have strong heart or the detachment proper to doctors to consult its pages. Okay, nice.
What a strange amulet. I have a feeling I'd better not touch it.
Amulet. I mean, amulet as in wear it around your neck? That seems a bit too bulky for that. I don't know. A strange amulet. The pendant is in the shape of a large dog. I don't know what it represents. I might find out more by searching the bookstore. Yep. The Hound. Okay, let's check our skills. Oh, only 3 points. I'm gonna go for investigation next. Yes. Alright, and we got a mental trauma from the Shambler. It is in Francis Sanders' private gallery that Pierce discovers the identity of the Shambler, a huge artwork painted by Sarah Hawkins. When Pierce approached it, the creature burst forth from the painting and immediately chased him down. This beast from another dimension has such a hold on the mind of a person who finds himself in its presence that a simple glance in its direction is enough for Pierce to lose some sanity. Pierce finally managed to send the Shambler back into the painting using a dagger engraved with a strange symbol. But this encounter has left its mark on the psyche of the investigator. Still under the influence of the creature, he almost stabbed his own hand. Cool. Okay, these. Do not make the mistake of taking this jewel for an inanimate object. The soul of a powerful sorcerer, devourer of bodies of the Leng cult, a sect from Central Asia, lies in this jade amulet. His very characteristic form, a massive hunting dog, represents the transformation of the sorcerer into a man-eating ghoul. Whoever unearths the amulet and wears it around his neck is at risk of the sorcerer's wrath. The latter will return in the shape of a formidable hunter to track and dismember all defilers. Okay, this is from the Malleus Bestiarium. Fun, fun, fun. Okay, enough of that for now. Those are really cool things.
Let's start over. Where did they break in from?
Oh, we're back here. Well, here, of
Blood.
course.
Seems like amateur work.
Yeah, you should know. You're the expert of breaking in, right?
Someone tall left this footprint. A man, probably.
Yeah, okay, what does that say? Linguistics, okay. Now we search for clues. Oh yeah. Here. Something's broken. Oh, but I can't check it yet. Yeah, they probably weren't here. No. Ah, there.
No sign of struggle. If the burglar smashed this jar, it wasn't intentionally. Was he hurt then?
Well, there's no blood. Oh, you mean he smashed it because he was hurt? That could be. What's this then? Oh.
What sort of thief leaves his tools at the crime scene?
Oh, there's a safe behind here.
What happened that made the burglar flee before finishing his work? What killed all these animals?
Animals? Rats and cockroaches? Or something like that. Oh boy.
What the? Charles Hawkins?
Okay. What the hell is happening?
What sort of power did Sarah Hawkins' painting possess?
I think we already know that the power, whatever it was, was very disturbing.
Sarah Hawkins helped hide something in this safe.
That's clearly the Necronomicon, right? Or am I just imagining things?
Drake put in a great deal of effort to hide whatever is in here. Everything is linked to the Sarah Hawkins case.
Okay, well that's all the reconstruction. So, they hit something. Something in there. Oh wait. Ha,
Drake
there's
left
a note.
instructions on how to find the combination of his safe.
A page seems to be hidden here. It is possible to read. If somebody finds these memoirs, there will be no doubt that I am in serious trouble. My last and only hope is that my body and bones are still in this plane of reality, in order that they be recovered and burned. Oh, in order that they be recovered and burned, okay. The funeral urn must be given to my dear mother, if she is still of this world. The following message is of capital importance. Whoever reads these lines and demonstrates acuity as sharp as mine can hope to gain access to my most precious possession. It lies within my safe, and the clues to the combination are to be found in 3 cylinders, each hidden where life and study combine in the Greek world. Each cylinder is numbered, even if, as the celebrated author says, order is the pleasure of reason, but disorder is the delight of the imagination. Indeed, despite my preference for organized chaos, I must admit that reason usually prevails in the end. If by chance a person, or should I say a genius, was to match my intellect, well, that's a bit egoistical, and find the combination of the safe, I would ask that they deliver its content to the safekeeping of my friend and colleague Professor Armitage of Miskatonic University. The content of this safe is not only a vast digest of knowledge, but also a weapon that is far too dangerous for it to fall in the wrong hands. I hope that you will be able to appreciate the danger that this represents, and that you will act accordingly. In any event, I will neither be there to guide you nor to suffer from your actions. Okay, so where life and study combine in the Greek world. Am I supposed to know what that means? I mean...
Is everyone on this island taking sleeping pills?
Yeah, I was wondering that before. Apparently so.
What link did he find between Charles Hawkins and an old amulet?
Aurelia file. This key that bears the Elder Sign is the only one able to protect your psyche. It is in the form of a cylindrical medallion hanging at the end of a heavy chain. Hundreds of years ago, the star and the branch whose purpose is to push back the forces of the Great Old Ones were engraved at its center. Everything points to it being Charles Hawkins that tore it from its last owner, an Egyptian antique dealer. In press cuttings that mention the misdemeanor, the date of the robbery coincides with the last of the Hawkins trips to Cairo. It remains to be seen whether he knows of the true purpose of the artifact. Try to find it. Okay. Where life and study combine. Whoa. Lots of stuff. Okay, let's check if there are, even more things here.
Cylinders that Drake tried to hide. I should perhaps listen to them.
Okay, so we found the cylinders. But why were they behind that? What does this mean? Oh, right. Where life and study combine in the Greek world. Well, biology. That I didn't realize that. I didn't even realize that they were like sectioned like this in the bookstore. Well, now we know. Okay, so books, lots of books. No, we need to listen to the recordings first. Where would there be? Maybe here? Oh, what's that?
A kind of chalice.
This goblet seems to be very ancient. It seems to be made of gold and decorated with real precious stones. Do the rubies and sapphires make up a specific motif? Okay. Ah, there we go. So we're gonna have to listen to these to find out the safe combination, I believe. So let's check.
And these red rocks, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
Okay, well, I think that just referred to the chalice we found.
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
Okay. And
friend,
one more.
I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
Okay, so the chalice and red drops
of knowledge.
Maybe we need to count the red. Okay, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, I guess. Wait. Okay, 1. Oh no, let's start at the crack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So let's try that. That was number 1, right? So first one would be 5. What the hell is that noise? Okay, 5. Oh well, it's the Necronomicon calling out to me, I guess. And the next chessboard was 1. I guess it was the second one. I guess it was something along the lines of to protect our queen. Would it be the amount of white pieces? Well, not counting the queen because we need to protect it, so 3 maybe? Let's give it a go. 5-3. And what was the last one? The Arkham something?
Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
Okay. The Arkham. Maybe. What are these?
So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message.
There we go. Yeah. These have something to do with it. 9.
What did Drake say about this collection?
That the volume 9 was very useful. Wait,
Drake
that was
talked
volume
about a
3.
particular volume. So these are the volumes
Volume
that
1.
Drake was talking about in his message.
Are you just repeating everything?
What did Drake say about this collection?
Volume 2, yes. Can you be quiet for a bit,
Drake
please?
talked about a particular volume.
6.
So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his...
8.
What did Drake say about this collection?
4. Is this 9?
Drake talked about a particular volume.
Talked about this volume. Nightmare Lyrics. The collection of poems was sensationally received when first published in 1908. Derby was only 18 years old. What's with this volume then? I mean, this is the one this is the one Algernon was talking about. But what does it have to do with the save? Oh yeah, I checked those already. Maybe it's just 9? Of course. Yep. That's clearly the Necronomicon. I wouldn't touch it if I were you. Let alone read it. Mistake.
Dr. Colden, this man's condition is deteriorating.
What says Dr. Fuller? It's his patient, after all.
He's busy with Captain Fitzroy. He specifically asked us not to bother him when that's the case.
Oh, of course. I'll see what I can do. Mr. Blake, can you hear me? I'm Dr. Colden. We'll take care of you.
There's nothing we can do. I tried talking to him. He's catatonic.
Okay, so now we're in Dr. Colden's head or something? Let's
Did you
ask
inject
this.
him with a tranquilizer?
No, Doctor. Not me, not anyone. Our stock is empty, yet again.
Again? But there was enough for the whole island.
More and more people are suffering from insomnia. We can't refuse to help.
Of course.
Any idea what this man might be undergoing?
Nope.
Very well. I'll examine him.
Okay, you're dying, but I'm gonna leave this episode here. Oh boy, next one will be interesting, I guess. Oh well, I have been Discomfort Toner, and I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like and subscribe for a lot more from where this came from, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye!